On the last part, Mr. Popo briefs Kami on everything that had occurred since Kami's death after the 23rd World Tournament. Meanwhile, Piccolo Jr. tries to force Tien to give him all the information he had. But this being nearly 6 years after Piccolo Jr.'s death means that even Chiaotzu overpowers Piccolo Jr. with ease. Goku and the 3 Saiyans head back to Earth from Namek. However, at the same time, Frieza, who has been curious about what the 3 Saiyans were up to in the past year, decides to pay Earth a visit. In the meanwhile, Kami recreates the Earth Dragon Balls. However, just a week later, Frieza finally arrives on Earth. Heeding Vegeta's advice, all the Z fighters gather for a potential fight. As Frieza looks around, he realizes there was a kid with a tail. Alarm bells rang in Frieza's head. This was what he wanted to avoid all these years. The monkeys reproducing was never a good thing. So Frieza sacks Zarbon and Dodario as well as the small army he brought along with him on the Z fighters. As chaos ensues, who will come out on top? Well, these are questions we'll answer today on Dragon Ball Z. As the fight begins, there is absolute chaos everywhere. The Z fighters here weren't a great deal stronger than the average Frieza soldier, so this made the fight even tougher. Thankfully, Raditz and Nappa were helping the humans out, and they were a great deal stronger than the average soldier, thus it kinda balanced things out. Meanwhile, Zarbon and Dodario fight Goku and Vegeta together. However, they soon realized that they were extremely outmatched. Not even talking about Goku, who is at a base power level of 6 million by now. Vegeta was also at about 60,000, which means that Zarbon and Dodario's power level of 20,000 plus is basically fodder to them. Even Zarbon's last minute reveal of his transformation didn't help him survive much longer either. Frieza watches with slight intrigue. The monkeys had grown stronger in his absence. Oh well, guess it was up to him to eliminate them instead. Frieza steps up, now ready to kill all of them. Vegeta grits his teeth as he retreats from the battle. This was utterly humiliating, especially for the Prince of All Saiyans. But no matter how much he didn't want to admit it, he wasn't ready for this fight whatsoever. Whether Vegeta wanted it or not, this fight was now up to Kakarot. Goku looks at Frieza with an expression of utmost seriousness etched onto his face. This version of Goku here isn't the same Goku we know from canon. Because Goku had let his guard down against Piccolo Jr., he had lost his friend and master Kami. So here, he won't make that same mistake again. And it was pretty obvious that this Frieza was much more dangerous than any foe he has faced since then. Goku didn't know whether Frieza was at full power just yet, but he didn't care to know. Without giving Frieza a chance to react, Goku rushes forward with extreme speed. His 6 million power level against a meager 530,000 in Frieza's first form meant that Frieza received the worst beating of his life. Frieza frantically backtracks, trying to get some space, but Goku doesn't give him a chance to breathe as he continues to beat the life out of Frieza. Vegeta washes it all, as the tyrannical Space Emperor Frieza slowly loses his ground more and more, as Goku finally stands above a seemingly defeated first form Frieza. However, it was all just a lie. Frieza was faking defeat. He wouldn't go down just yet. A purpley light suddenly envelops the area as Frieza's body starts to change. However, Goku wasn't just standing around doing nothing either. Goku charges his Kamehameha as much as he can, as he keeps pushing more and more power into it. In canon from the Reddit saga, a briefly charged Kamehameha pushed his power from 416 to 924, a 2.22 times multiplier. Goku hadn't really spent so much time training to improve his Kamehameha from back then, and he had been only a year since the Reddit's fight. So this Kamehameha here pushes Goku's power level temporarily to 25 million, about a 4 times multiplier. Goku yells as he pushes the Kamehameha towards Frieza. Frieza barely manages to get into his final form in time as he pushes against the Kamehameha. However, the Kamehameha overwhelms Frieza's defenses as Frieza yells in pain as the Kamehameha envelops him in a huge aura of blue light. Goku knew not to let his guard down though, and Goku's instincts proved right. Frieza stood there, massively injured, but still alive. The beating Goku had given him before he transformed had sapped away a lot of his power, and this Kamehameha just injured him even further. But Frieza's power level still stood at a massive 30 million, 5 times higher than Goku's. Goku feels the immense surge of power, but before he even gets a chance to register it, Frieza rushes forward at immense speed, suddenly just right in front of him. Goku tries desperately to dodge or counter Frieza's next attack, but he simply can't react in time. Frieza punches a hole through Goku's chest, straight through his heart. Goku falls to his knees as Frieza ends him right in front of them. Everyone else watches on in pure shock and terror. Because Goku had almost killed Frieza beforehand, Frieza was much more afraid and wary of Goku. He wouldn't toy around with the monkey that had almost brought him a swift death, instead to choose to end Goku right there and then. Gohan, who was present on the scene, yells as he rushes towards Frieza. However, this version of Gohan never had his potential unlocked and never had the luxury of multiple Zenkais. Thus, even a powerful rage boost does little to final form Frieza as he dispatches Gohan as well. Everyone looks on in utter shock and desperation while Frieza simply smiles sinisterly. That was a close one, but now it was time for them to die. Frieza charges a death ball when suddenly the skies go dark, but Frieza pays it no mind as he destroys Earth and all its inhabitants. Unbeknownst to Frieza, Goku and Kami had gathered the Dragon Balls on Kami's lookout beforehand. Kami and Goku had agreed that in the situation that Goku dies, Kami would use the Dragon Balls to somehow salvage the situation immediately. Unfortunately, Frieza had simply acted too fast, killing Goku, Gohan, and then destroying Earth in all one fell swoop. Kami hadn't managed to act in time. So what now? Would King Kai be able to contact the Namekians? Well, actually no. Goku is actually pretty clueless on the general direction of planet Namek in this version of events. And Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz wouldn't be able to keep their bodies, so the exact location of planet Namek is completely unknown. The destruction of Earth means that no Dr. Gero, and thus no Android/Cell Saga will occur. No strong fighters on Earth means not enough energy to be absorbed, thus Buu will be revived way later on. When Beerus awakens, he does find Goku and Gohan on King Kai's planet, but this ultimately doesn't lead to much, because they don't have any Dragon Balls to figure out how the Saiyan God ritual is carried out, nor are they strong enough to impress Beerus in any way. And they are not like there were enough Saiyans there in the first place to carry out the Saiyan God ritual. So basically, this series ends here on a bad note. I don't really want to advance into anything past Dragon Ball Super Broly, so there isn't much left to say. Frieza continues ruling the universe without the interference of any monkeys. Beerus continues on with his day without training any Saiyans. All the Z fighters live a happily ever after in the afterlife. And I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series, and I'll see you all in the next one.